Hi, Craig Mackey here from EPI-USE UK. As part of our Data Governance and Quality Screencast Series, I wanted to share with you our Query Manager tool and show you how it's helping customers take control of their SAP HCM data. There's a couple of example reports I'm going to take you through and share with you some of the customer experiences and issues they're having with data. Okay, I want to try and keep this interesting for you. Systems and data is a boring subject, but it's an important topic and has such a big impact on your decisions and processes made within your organisation. So I'm going to show you a quick report. This one's here is the empty positions report. So if I go ahead and click on execute, by the way, I'm using the SAP GUI version for the Mac as opposed to Windows, so visually the icons look slightly different. So this report is going to look at how many vacancies you've got or how many empty positions you've got within your organisational structure. Now there's two ways of running this report. You can run it for the entire organisation. So I'm going to leave the default values in here, click on today and click on execute. Now basically what this is telling me is, here's all my empty positions. This is my position ID. This tells me here, the active column, tells me whether there's actually anyone sat within that position, or the active holders. Status of the vacancies. Now if you've got vacancies activated or deactivated, this is going to actually tell you whether there's a mismatch. So in this example here, we've got a payroll assistant. It's telling me there is an active employee. Here's the personnel number in this field here, but for some reason we've got the vacancy info type set to open. So when you're running vacancy reports or any types of standard reports, those results are going to be quite misleading, and obviously there's going to be some impacts there to any of the decisions you make about recruiting any new hires into that new business line, and maybe if you need to transfer people from one organisational team to another. Again, these are sorts of things that are going to be impacted by these results here. So this gives you a really good snapshot of the state of your positions within your organisational structure. So that's one way, running it for the entire organisational structure, or maybe I only want to see one particular part of my structure. So show me all the reports within this particular organisational unit. So I'll specify an organisational unit in there. The evaluation path, I'm going to have to tell the system the evaluation path. So I want it to look at this organisational unit. I want it to look at any organisational units that report into that main one, and any and all positions within there. So the evaluation path is OOS. Click on execute. So I've now drilled down specifically to that organisational structure. And again, we've got some positions here that don't have any personnel number or employees within those positions. So here's a match. So we've got someone within this Human Resources Manager UK position, and the vacancy info type actually says filled. So there's a match there, which is great. Right then, let's show you another report. This report I'm going to show you is actually going to look at your organisational structure. It will say whether that organisational structure has got active employees and whether or not those employees report into a chief. Let's go ahead and click on execute. I'm just going to keep the selection parameters very basic. I'm just select on today for reporting period and click execute. So here we go. So we've got the organisational unit information on the left here. So if I just have a quick pan through here, I can see that we've got an organisational unit here. Look, test 2. It says here, manager and organisational unit. No, there is no manager in there, but there's active employees in there. So what happens to that employee's leave request if you've got self-service? You know, is that if you've got workflow rules built in place there to say go to the next line manager up? You may or may not do. What about if you've got Nikisa org chart visualization software, or the other some of the other solutions out there to look for org charts? Again, those types of things are going to be fairly inaccurate. What else have we got here? So let's have a look. Okay, so adult care and support. We can see there is a manager relationship. Here's the position ID. In actual fact, this position ID doesn't actually have anyone in there because we don't have any personnel numbers, first name, last name. So although technically it is correct, this organisational unit adult care and support does have a chief, but there's actually no employee sat within that position. So again, there's going to be some impacts to leave requests and so forth. What I could go ahead and do, I could just do a quick filter. So maybe I only want to look at all their no's in there. So I just click on and set the filter to no. So I can see all these organisational units have employees in. So I've got 222 org units within my entire org structure. They've got active employees in, but they don't have any chief manager relationships on those org units. Now, if you haven't wandered off at this stage on another YouTube channel searching for a Lady Gaga pop video, I'd actually like to show you a third and final report. We do like a Brucey bonus, and I did say I was actually only going to show you a couple. So this report I'm going to quickly show you looks at employees' emergency contact details, which you'll find on info type 6. It's normally subtype 4. So select the report, click on execute. I'm going to specify today as the period. I can actually put in the personnel number here of the employee if I just want to do a quick check. I'll go ahead and click on execute. So I've got the employee information here on the left, and obviously I've got all the contact details, which is looking at that address subtype record number 4, which is the emergency contact details. So I've got 791 employees in our system. As we see, I've got a lot of blank spaces there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on contact name and sort and descend in order. So I can now see everyone on my top of my list there, all my employees that have an emergency contact record. So we've got their names, could be their brother-in-law, their next of kin, got the telephone numbers and so forth. So it's really, really powerful report. If you think about any emergencies or any business continuity processes you've got in place, you know, are you confident you've got that accurate information there in case of emergencies? Thanks for watching our Data Governance and Quality Screencast. I hope you found this episode interesting. We covered Query Manager and how the tool can help you take control over your SAP HCM data. There's loads more queries that we have within that tool, which we're quite happy to share with you. So my contact details are below if you wanted to discuss any more key topics around data quality audits and running reports. In our next episodes, we're going to be covering topics such as data governance, frameworks and projects. We're going to be looking at implementing governance and change. We're looking into more detail around the tools and methodologies used and share with you some of our case studies and success stories. So stay tuned.